Kendall, of course, Ryan and Ben, they're just saying like the energy that was in this building for this last game against the Bison. And you guys jumped out 20-point lead, something like that, held it. It's everything you wanted this program to be in terms of the fans getting involved. For you, what was your experience like?
Yeah, it was really special. I mean, you've followed us for a while and covered us, and I think over the past 4 years, it's been such an incredible process. Ryan and Benny were freshmen in year one of Division One, and for them to play such a critical role in it, not just on the court, but their leadership, their energy. I think some of what makes this team special is, yeah, we're 8-1 in the conference, we're 18-6 overall, and that's great. But the spirit they play with, the unselfishness, the competitive joy, that to me, when you watch our team, it's hard not to love watching these guys because of how they play together.
You know what I said? They don't even have that burden of the home streak, right? 11-0 this year so far, 15-0 dating back, but they still played loose. That's a testament to the coaching staff. What do you say about the players that they don't carry that burden?
Yeah, I think they're really mature. I mean, they certainly, as coaches, you try to talk to them about, okay, big game, what's it going to feel like? I mean, there are hundreds of students lined up 90 minutes before the game. That's pretty cool to see when they're walking through the quad. Sold out arena, and they knew going into the game, okay, there's a big buzz around it. I think they did a really, really good job of blocking all the extraneous noise out. And as cliche as it sounds, the court's 94 by 50, so we have about 4,700 square feet. Like that's all, that's it. And if you can do that for 2 hours, let the rest take care of itself. And these guys all year, though, I think have really embraced every opportunity. We talk about 31 Super Bowls, so to speak. Those are the number of games we get guaranteed, and we'd be fools if we ever wasted one of them. And there hasn't been one game, the 18 we've won, the 6 we've lost, there hasn't been one game where I haven't walked out proud to coach these guys because of the way they compete together.
I know Omaha's when you come back, but still, 2 on the road. All right, first you have the Jackrabbits, and you have Denver. What is this team's personality? I know they said something about humility has to be part of our equation this year. When you take it on the road, it's hard to recreate that atmosphere, but they still seem to be the same team.
Yeah, hungry and humble are 2 words we use a lot. I think it's been interesting because over the 4 years, we went from a team that nobody in the country knew about, and we've gotten better year over year over year. I think these guys have done a really good job of not thinking about, are we underdogs, are we favorites? So I think they're acutely aware that we can lose any game we play if we don't bring it. But I think they're also confident, it's a humble confidence, but they feel like, hey, we can also beat anybody. And South Dakota State has been one of the powers in this conference. Eric does such a phenomenal job. North Dakota State the other day, they've been another one of them along with Oral Roberts. And so we know going to Brookings, I mean, their win percentage overall, but particularly at home, is astronomical. And so it's going to be an unbelievable game. It was a great game here. So much, I just respect. In some ways, we play very similar to South Dakota State. I think the things that we value, but they've got 6'11" Oscar Clough, and he's, you don't see many of him anywhere in college basketball. And so we certainly know the challenge that lies ahead. And then you go to Denver, we don't talk about that yet. And they just do a really good job of what's in front of us. Today it was a long film session and now a crisp practice, and then we'll get on the road tomorrow.
And I know they don't look ahead. It's because when I mentioned Omaha, they're wearing the Hawaiian shirts just to say Omaha comes next week. But knowing how close they are to in the division, also 8-1 in the Summit League. The fact that they're really loose about it and not uptight, like saying, yeah, that's when we come back, but we're getting ready for our spring break. Just the mentality of still being loose under the pressure is key, isn't it?
It is. I think that, we're talking about college basketball, and we got to stop. We all take it seriously, and winning matters a lot, but this has to be fun. And some of that is, we talk a lot about intrinsic motivation and doing things that you love in life, and the psychology of how can you be really, truly happy in not just sports, but just in life. And so, if this stresses us out on a daily basis, something's wrong with us. We're the luckiest guys to get to coach these young men, but I think they really embrace, hey, it's hard work. They're in the weight room. They go to class second semester to start. You look at their schedule, it's packed full of things. So this 2.5 hours every day, this should be fun. And that doesn't mean you can't work hard and have fun at the same time. And I think they do a good job of compartmentalizing when is it time, and Benny and Ryan, who you talk to, if anybody likes to have fun and kind of sometimes has to be told, quiet down, it's probably those two. But their joy, their spirit, I could talk on and on about them because neither one of them is a starter. But if you look at the persona of our team, I think they play as critical a role as anybody because they're veterans who show this is what this program values. Unselfish, smart, skilled, tough, guys that are willing to play any role that the team needs, and they do it day after day after day for 4 years. So our veterans know it, and they appreciate when Drake Dobbs comes out and Ryan Dufault comes in. There's a certain synergy between the two of them. Miles Barnstable comes out, Ben Nau comes in, same kind of synergy. But our young guys also look at those two like, okay, if these fourth-year guys are embracing their role, I'm going to embrace my role too. And that's all 16 of our players, I think, have done a phenomenal job of that, and that's a big part of our success.
What really embodies that whole thing is when you talk about, all right, we know that they shorten the amount of time where you're eligible to go to the postseason. It's still not this year, and your team is leading the Summit League, and they were still like, we are the foundation and the roots. We're so proud to be the foundation and the roots, rather than, not us. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, and you're right. These guys, the older guys, Kendall, Carter, those guys all signed up for this at a point where we had never played a Division I game, and they went in with the idea that I'll never get to play in the NCAA tournament regardless of whether we do well or not. And to me, I'll always be so grateful for them because they really did look at it as like, I have a chance to help build something and leave a legacy. And at the same time, the other day, 9 of our former D3 players who made that jump the first year, I saw them in the crowd. And when Benny hit a 3 to go up 20 late in the game, I saw a couple of his former teammates, guys who were mentoring him 3 years ago, just going crazy in the crowd because Benny was coming off the bench behind those guys 3 years ago, and he was humble and he learned from those guys. And so those are moments within a program when you talk about a culture and what it's built on. So much of it is built on that kind of continuity across time where our values are, we don't have playbooks, we don't have handbooks, it's just the culture is passed along more implicitly through our veterans to our young guys, and it really is so much fun working with them on a daily basis.
I'm going to leave you with this final question. Many people will say, doctor, who's your doctor? If you're, the psych master, who helps you with the psychology of it all? And winning and handling success is the same as handling defeat, just a different kind of heavy. How have you been experiencing this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I would say my wife, Chancey, first and foremost. I mean, she's the star in the family, there's no doubt. She founded charter schools in the Twin Cities, and she doesn't know a lot of basketball, but she knows people, and she knows kind of teamwork, and so she'll always remind me, you got to smile in huddles. It's like when you're tense, they're tense. So I'll see her during the game, and she'll just give me this one like, hey, relax, have some fun. And so, but she has such an unbelievable perspective, and some of the things she's been through recently with her health, and she's doing great now, but just her toughness and her spirit, coming home to her, she's a rock. My boss, Phil Eston, is another one. He tells me every day, find the joy. Because there's ups and downs. College sports, there's always little things that come up. There's pressure, there's just stuff every day, and it's an unbelievable occupation. But he is really, when you look at the job he's done, I think leading us from D3 to D1, and obviously President Vischer, President Sullivan before him, our board of trustees. But what Phil has done, it's remarkable because there's no manual for this. And so when just seeing him on a daily basis, and when he says, hey, find the joy, and he might be talking to himself too, right? There's times where I think about the things you got running a college basketball program. He's got 21 programs underneath him. So I could probably go on and on. I got a great support system, but Chancey and Phil, those are 2 people on a daily basis who will just give me reminders of just how fortunate we are to do this. The old adage, you find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's how I felt for 25 years here at St. Thomas. So.
And this is my PS, because you brought up something really big. When you said no one's ever done this before, but when you see the success, you see like Marquette had to go through that, like Creighton had to go through it, like there's other schools that had to kind of maybe not go through it to the extent and the jump, but success can be done.
Well, yes, and that's a great point. I do think there is a blueprint in terms of what does it take to be really successful at the Division I in Division I basketball. And we've played Marquette and Creighton and those, urban Catholic Midwestern schools. Certainly there are schools like that, Loyola Chicago, you can go down the list. And I think, but a lot of it too is our leadership at St. Thomas. And you really look at St. Thomas, where we've gone in the last 60 years. My dad was a 1963 grad from here, and it was an all-male school then. The high school, St. Thomas Academy, was on this property. And so since then we've gone co-ed. We went from a college to a university. We added a law school. We added Doherty Family College, a School of Nursing, Opus College of Business, School of Engineering. I can go on and on and on. Partly that just probably makes me old that I know all this history. But so to go from D3 to D1, I think is entirely consistent with the entrepreneurial spirit of St. Thomas, and it fits the profile of us as an urban Catholic university that wants to be nationally prominent, not because of sports. Sports can be part of the conduit, but it's, you look at our mission and it talks about educating students to be morally responsible leaders who think critically, act wisely, and work skillfully to advance the common good. And if you don't agree with that statement, then we have other issues. But if you do, and you come to this school and you think about that, how you study, how you play basketball, and how you just operate day to day, to me it's a big part of why this place is so unique.
Congrats. Like you and Nolan, 20 plus points each, right? I
Yeah.
think I combined for 43.
Yeah.
Just kind of going off. You guys were playing loose from the get-go. How was that?
It was a fun experience. You know, the crowd was rocking. We had the arena sold out. My family was here, so I had no choice but to put on a show for the people. And Nolan did a good job as well, so it was fun to get a W.
And that's what you dreamed of, right? It was like national game,
Yeah.
TV, this place rocking, everything that when you come to college, you want your experience to be.
Yeah.
And then not only that, you guys are #1 in the Summit League.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Explain like how that feels for you.
It's a blessing. You know, we came out humble and hungry. That's kind of our motto for this season. You know, just being grateful for every opportunity we get to play on the court and just trying to leave it all out there. So I feel like we do that each game, and we take every game as it's our last. So we do that every night and hope for the result of a W.
You know what I love about this team is, yes, we hear now next year, if you guys get to the dance, you
Yeah.
can go
Yeah,
finally,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, that kind of lifts the spirits, even though it's not happening this year. It gives you a light at the end of the tunnel, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're always motivated to prove everybody wrong, and I mean, we wish it was this year, but next year, I mean, we're going to have the same opportunity as we have this year, so just proving everybody wrong and, you know, staying under the radar, and it's only us, that's kind of our motto as well, so just taking every game as an opportunity as our last game. I feel like if we do that, then we can accomplish our goals.
What is like the key, like personality off the court of this team?
Yeah, I know we all get along really good. We're always hanging out with each other, whether it's playing video games or just hanging out at anybody's houses, and we're always getting food together, like after practice and stuff. So we like each other a lot, and you know, it's just fun to hang out with each other. So.
I mean, you beat the Bison handily, right? You guys came out, had like a 20-something lead at halftime.
Yeah.
They tried to get a little close, but you didn't.
Yeah.
But just to kind of come out with that confidence,
Yeah.
right? But still humility, like
Yeah,
you said,
yeah.
right? Humble. How is to have that balance?
It's huge. I know anything can happen in a basketball game, so we just try to take every opportunity as our last basketball game, kind of like I said earlier. And, you know, just playing to our strengths, playing to what we know and what we do each night, and the results show for itself.
So if somebody that didn't know anything about basketball said, what's Kendall Blue like? Like, how would you describe yourself to them?
I would say I'm a pretty chill person. Got a lot of personality, got a lot of jokes and humor and stuff like that, but I'm pretty easy to get along with. Fun to be around, stuff like that. So,
Are you getting ready to wear that Hawaiian shirt then when Omaha comes in?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, they beat us before, so we're gonna be more hungry, especially at home. We got to defend our home court. We're undefeated so far at home this season, so looking forward to defending our home court and hopefully beating them. So.
Yeah, 11-0 this season, 15-0 dating back,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How do you not let that become stressful? Like, how do you like just play calm with that?
Yeah, just playing to our strengths, honestly. I think we feed off our energy that comes in practice and translates to the court when it's actually game time, and just being us, you know, we don't look at each game as a big game. We just take each game like just simple, you know, just stay in the course throughout the game. There's going to be runs, up and downs, but we just play to our strengths and just let the game come to us and the results show for itself. So.
Now you hit the rope with two Jackrabbits, then Denver, right? I
Yeah.
know it's a deep breath, right? You just got back into school.
Yeah.
What is the focus? How are you guys on the road?
We're road warriors. I mean, that's our motto that we came up with this year. So just play to our strengths each night, follow the scouting report, and hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. I mean, however it comes, just know that we're going to be ready each night, and we'll take every game, not for granted, but as a blessing and as an opportunity to showcase our skills and showcase our school and our university and our team. So we do that every night, and hope for a W. You can't go wrong with that. So.
You know, I love you saying that because what I noticed watching the last couple games is you guys are having fun. Like when a team is loose and humble but having fun, that's when you know you're playing your best ball, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what the coaches teach us. That's what our culture is, and we just try to build off of that. And like I said, hope for a W each night. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thank
Thanks
you.
So much.
Thank you.
I adore you guys. You know that when we met at Wolves, and you're the roommate buddies, right? We have to first address the Hawaiian outfits. Omaha next Saturday here, right? How important is this?
Go ahead.
I mean, it's a big game. Hopefully, it'll be 1 and 2 at conference at that point. You know, first 250 students get these Hawaiian polos. So if you're a student here, you should definitely come. Be here early.
Yep.
But yeah, Omaha's a great team. It should be fun. It should be a fun and crazy atmosphere here again.
Yeah, let's bring that energy that we played against, that you brought against NDSU, and let's bring it again against Omaha.
That's
Roll
what I was
Times.
going to say, like NDSU, right? This place was rocking.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was crazy. By far, the most electric game that I played in here at St. Thomas. Just the fans were into it, standing up, cheering us on, and I don't think there's a better feeling when you know you got everyone's back, the fans got your back, and of course when you come out with a victory. So it's great.
It's like I asked Kendall, this is everything that you go to college to play basketball for, right?
Yes.
And I know you had so many more games left to go, about to hit the road. But how much did this mean to you, this last game? Not only a win over the Bison, not only was it packed, it was on national TV, people can watch it, but this program is on the rise. How did that make you feel?
Yeah, as JT says, NDSU is a perennial power in the Summer League. They have been for the past 20 years, but it's been cool. The only team in the country to transition from Division III to Division I. So this road for us too, as we were the first 2 recruits here, it's been pretty crazy. You know, first season winning 10 games, then we won 18, and then 19 last year. No, 19 our second year, 21 last year, and now we're at 18 this year. So hopefully we can get over 22, and we're excited for the rest of the way.
Okay, so roommates, right?
Yep.
What's his worst quality as a roommate?
He doesn't have bad quality.
Nice.
It's perfect.
What's his best quality?
Oh, he's clean. He loves the clean. Come on, can't complain about that.
What's his best quality?
Ben's best quality is every time I see him, there's always a smile on his face, and he'll always brighten your day. So you never can complain about that.
Does he ever have a, I won't say worst, a quirky quality?
A quirky quality. He can definitely be stubborn at times. You know, Ben, go to this. I'll do it in a little bit, and then he'll forget. But you know, you gotta love it.
Definitely the B personality versus the A personality?
Yeah. Okay, we can say that.
Fair enough.
Okay, got that?
Yeah.
I also want to ask you guys this. I know this year you guys are atop the Summit League, but you can't go to the postseason. But you guys knew that. Knowing that it's like a year earlier and next year you can, how does that guys make you feel, just the legacy that you're going to leave?
When we came here, Phil Eston, he kind of portrayed it to us as we're kind of the roots of the tree, and we're the setting stone of what St. Thomas is going to become. We don't know what the future is going to hold, but being able to create this culture that we have at this university and just keep expanding it, letting it grow, and just creating that staple is really kind of a thing that I've been thriving off of, that we've all been thriving off of, is just being the roots of the program and watching it flourish once we get older. So we're excited to see that happen.
Yeah, it'll be definitely fun for us to come back, you know, sit courtside at those games and hopefully watch them in March Madness for a lot of years to come.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, before I